Do you feel stuck even when you know that you really need to make a change? And you are capable, you know you are. You are intelligent and you are self-aware and you have done hard things before. And yet you feel stuck. Not confused, not lazy, just stuck. If that is you, this video is for you, and there is nothing wrong with you. I'm Jillian. Welcome. Let's go through it from a neuroscience perspective and work on some tips and tricks to help us get out of this stuck mindset. So first of all, your brain believes what you repeat. It doesn't know what's true and what isn't. It literally operates based on what it hears you think and say. And most people think that feeling stuck means something is missing. So that is what your brain is hearing. And then you try and fix it with more discipline, more motivation, more clarity. But what I see over and over again is this. The people who feel stuck are usually the most capable ones because they're thinking ahead, they're carrying responsibility, and they're actually the ones putting the pressure on themselves to get it right. Sound familiar? The problem is when that pressure builds quietly over time, your system does something very intelligent. It pauses, not to sabotage you, but to protect you. So let's talk about why this happens and what is actually happening inside your body and your nervous system, okay? Because your mind wants forward movement, but your nervous system does not feel safe with the cost of that movement. So instead of action, you feel heaviness, indecision, fatigue. You go way into overthinking. And all of this heaviness usually comes from three places. So first, let's walk through those three so we can be aware of them. And then when we know what they are, we can start to make small changes, okay? So the first place is chronic pressure. When you're putting too much pressure on yourself, which could feel like everything has got to work. When every step is loaded with meaning and it is do or die, your system reads that as danger. So the fix, the small one, is take a deep breath. Use an affirmation that calms your mind so that your brain stops reading pressure as danger. Second, identity conflict. If you're trying to move into a version of yourself that doesn't feel familiar yet, sometimes even positive changes can feel threatening if your identity hasn't caught up. So start to speak what you want your identity to be aloud so that your mind can hear it. So I am capable. I am getting this raise. Act as the person that you want to be, and that's going to decrease your brain's resistance to that new identity. Third, you could be feeling heavy because you have trained yourself to push through discomfort instead of listening to it. So when your body finally asks for a pause, it's not going to whisper. It stops you in your tracks. So instead, start to recognize when you need a break. When you feel that discomfort, change your environment or make a shift in how much you're doing. Because these three things are not failure. They feel heavy because they're imbalanced, and these little changes are going to make a really big difference. So the mistake that I see most people make is that even knowing those three reasons, they ignore them. And instead, they make the mistake of trying to fix stuckness with force. So they try more routines, more rules, more self-talk that sounds more like an angry lecture. But pressure doesn't create movement. Safety does. You're not going to move forward when you're convinced. You're going to move forward when your brain and your body are regulated, when they're working together, and that's when you feel safe. So instead of the forced pressure, let's talk about what actually could help you instead, okay? Another three. So number one, first, stop demanding clarity. Clarity comes after movement, not before. So the solution is do the thing. Prove to yourself that you can, and then you're going to have the clarity. So just move. Second, reduce the cost of action. So ask yourself, what is the smallest version of this that would feel safe today? Not impressive, not transformative, just doable. And then do that thing. Prove to yourself that you're capable, because that's going to help your brain to register coherence. Third, build safety before change. So that might look like rest or consistency, letting something be good enough. Progress doesn't come from proving yourself, it comes from trusting yourself. So know that even if you do less, you won't have failed. In fact, you'll have done something incredibly well. You will have done exactly what you said you would do, and that your brain is going to respond to. So even if you feel stuck, even though you're capable, hear this clearly, okay? Friend, you do not need to be fixed. You do not need a new personality, and you absolutely do not need to push harder. What you need is creating a pace that your system can sustain. When you move with yourself instead of against yourself, that momentum is going to return naturally, quietly, and steadily without burnout. So because this video is not some trendy quick fix, we are literally using neuroscience. We are using the way that your brain was made to work with you, not against you. And as we've talked about, your brain has just been protecting you because it didn't feel safe to change. But now that we know, now that we can make these improvements and do these little things, that is why this change is actually going to last. So you've got this. Take one step at a time and remember who you are. And then you'll start to feel unstuck.